Hey peeps, how's it going? We got a good one for you today. Well, maybe not, because we're going to be talking about some things that have been happening with the Detroit Pistons, especially of late, and what happened last night. So, depending on how you're feeling, this could be good or bad. But regardless about it, we're going to talk about it. Hopefully, more people will join the show as we go forward. But for right now, our main guest today and co-host is the Heart of the City 313 JMO. How's it going, JMO?
What's good, everybody? What's good? I know a lot of Michigan fans are feeling, down about what's going on, but the Pistons are gonna be fine, y'all, man. We got a great show for you guys today. We're gonna get some more people in here too, man.
Hey, it looks like MSU versus Michigan is going to be a good one. It looks like it's going to come down to the wire, especially heading into it at halftime. But JMO,
Go
can you
blue!
go ahead and do roll call for us, would you please, before we get carried away
All
here with
right,
the Go
man. What's up,
Blues?
everybody? Right, I know, man. Go blue, man. Till I die. But what's up, everybody? Make sure you guys like the video if you haven't already, man. Joey Kappas, what up, though? Mr. Awesome, what up, though? Sports Talk, F&B, what up, though? Eric Michael, what up, though? Micro Mike, what's good? We got Alan Humphrey in the building. What up, though? Dwayne Boatwright in the building. Make sure you guys like that video. Share it if you need to. Man, let's go, man. Let's go. Let's talk about these Pistons, man.
All right. We talked a little bit off air, so I'm very curious to see where you're going to go with this. But last night, Pistons lose to Charlotte Hornets off of a buzzer beater to Malik Monk. A lot of fans, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, MySpace, if they still use it, have been complaining off of the rooftops with this team right now. It's been pretty crazy. It's been absolutely insane. JMO, man, how worried are you with this team after what happened last night?
I'm not worried about the team. I'm just pissed off that we lost that game.
I feel that.
And the reason I'm pissed off is because me, and I can't only speak for me, but I know it's a group of us. It's a group of us Pistons fans that knew they was about to hit a buzzer beater. Soon as Derrick Rose, and I'm like, how many seconds they gonna have? 1 second. I'm like, yep, we're about to lose on the buzzer beater. I was just like, how's it gonna happen? And then I saw it, and I'm like, well, and I was so mad because I knew it was about to happen because y'all know that's how the Pistons are sometimes. A game like that, we lose, and then you saw Blake Griffin's face as soon as he made the shot. Like, I ain't even talking about the meme. I'm talking about like right then and there, Blake Griffin looking like, bro, I'm tired of being in Detroit. That's the face he had. But all I gotta say is, I'm not worried though. We should have won the game. We lost because the person had to hit a buzzer beater for us to lose. You know what I'm saying? Right. Should have won the game.
Like, it shouldn't have been that close to begin with.
I mean, considering I don't know, Charlotte's not a bad team. They was at home. They should have put up a better fight than they was putting up early on. We blew a lead, definitely. Mm-hmm. But Derrick Rose was that turnover. I mean, like that was the game right there. And sometimes the game come down to stuff like the game wasn't the shot. It was that turnover. I mean, you had Blake Griffin wide open on the wing and killed us.
Yeah, I don't know what D Rose is thinking there, man. Just a brain fart. I mean, he had three dudes on him. Langston Galloway had the hot hand. Langston was open, and Luke Kennard was open, bro.
That was the greatest Langston Galloway game I ever seen in my life. I'm telling you, Langston be listening to us daily because he know I don't like him. I still don't like you, Langston. I still think you suck, Langston. Since I think you suck, I need another 29-point game, or you a scrub. What you talking about? But anyway, but Derrick Rose didn't even get that much playing time, so he's coming out there. I feel like coming out there cold. At the end of the game, you just gonna throw him in there with the last 4 minutes. I know he's a closer, but he ain't been playing all of the game. You throw him in there with the last 4 minutes. Like, all right, do something. That's what happens when you're not in rhythm with the people that you're playing with on the court.
The funny thing that he was still cooking though, man. I mean, he had the high hand for a minute, man. He's D Rose.
D-Rose. That's what he do, right? Like, but still.
I mean, if that's going to be Dwane Casey's worst lineup decision is throwing Derrick Rose to close the game out, I'll take that. Like, I'll live with that. No, man.
No, I just mean when he's not in rhythm, though.
Yeah, I get you. No, Miss, you there?
Yeah, what's going on?
Man, did you get the chance to see that disappointment of a game last night?
I got severely disappointed when we didn't put at halftime, when we came off halftime, we didn't put our gas on the metal.
So are you worried after that game at all? Nomus? Alrighty then.
Hold on.
I was about to be like, Houston, we have a problem.
Did you just put me on hold on a live TV show?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to read some of these comments. Kane WWE says, "What's good, DSA?" Make sure you guys like the video if you haven't already, man. What's up, everybody, man? I just feel real good to talk to y'all today, even though we had a loss, because I'm gonna set y'all straight on the Pistons. Drew gonna set y'all straight on the Pistons today, man. Best believe it.
Absolutely. You know, J-Mo brought up the point off air, and it's a good point because it's true. Most of our points are true. It seems to me, to J-Mo, we've seen it with our own eyes. Can't speak on Gnome, but it feels to us a lot of Lions fans are miserable because they're already out of the playoffs. They have no hope for this year. This is 2 years in a row under a new coach that they have not made the playoffs. Now, you look at the Pistons. They hired Dwane Casey same year. Matt Patricia was brought in. Very first year, he goes to the playoffs. We did end up getting swept, but this team has higher expectations than that. A lot of Lions fans seem to us that they just want the Pistons to suck, so they're not all by themselves. J-Mo, man, I'm going to let you take it from there because this was your topic, man.
Well, yeah. So man, I'm just going on Twitter. Looking the last couple of days, not even before the game, it's just a lot of depressed Pistons fans, and I just felt like that the Lions being bad as they are right now, Matthew Stafford hurt. Like once Matthew Stafford is hurt, the Lions are done. So I just feel like they was projecting and the Pistons up because I kept seeing all of this. The Pistons season is over. We're done. We're cooked. Cancel the team. Tank the season. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Right.
You want to tank the season? The season is over. Blake Griffin ain't played in 10 games. Like, he's only played in 2 games. So, considering that, I feel much better about the team. And even though I have some concerns about Blake health, to me right now, he's getting in the game saving error, and we're just getting continuity. I see it start. I'm telling you, I just don't want them to be on the bandwagon 2 months from now. That's all I'm saying.
I think one of the problems that's going on right now with Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose coming back is Luke only shot the ball like 5 times last night. That's a problem, man.
No,
Luke's been averaging 18 a game, and you did not go to him hardly at all last night. Man, you can't do that to the young pieces. This is some of the most Stan Van Dummy stuff I've ever seen. Bruce Brown, Luke Kennard been starting since Reggie Jackson and D-Rose have been out. Then all of a sudden you pull Bruce Brown from the starting lineup and put D-Rose in there. Cool. Okay, it's Derrick Rose. You can't really argue with that. And then you don't go to Bruce Brown at all on the bench. Hurts his confidence. Blake Griffin comes back.
Wait, didn't Bruce Brown start this past game?
Yeah, but the last game they started Derrick Rose and then didn't play Bruce Brown at all in the second half.
Oh, I'm going to tell you why. I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry, but
no, you're good.
Remember, it was snowing, right? A couple of players got caught in the storm and didn't show up for the game. Bruce Brown was late to the game. That's why Derrick Rose had started. It was. I think Galloway was late to the game too. It was somebody else late to the game, but that's why. Otherwise, Bruce Brown would have started.
It was probably the Pistons who were late to the game because they probably didn't so
they didn't show up, man. You disrespect the Andre record versus Karl Anthony Towns, bro. Should be ashamed of yourself.
You hate to see it, but point being, you can't keep doing this stuff with the young guys. Luke Kennard and Bruce Brown, whether you like it or not, are part of our future. Them and Sekou are really the main guys we're looking to develop right now. So that way, if Blake Griffin, Dre, and D-Rose don't work out, you can give the keys over to them. You have to give them the opportunities, especially Luke Kennard, who has been nothing but money all season. Give the man, at minimum, 15 shots a game. He has earned that right, and he is going to make you happy more than he's going to make you sad. I very rarely look at Luke Kennard and say, man, why are you shooting that shot? Stop giving Luke the ball. You can't. Shooters have to shoot, whether it's contested or not. Nomus, man, you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm sorry. It was a family situation. My bad.
No, you got to take care of that. How concerned are you over what happened last night, No?
It's not that I'm concerned. It's just that I'm more concerned about Dwane Casey because this is
So
if this is later. If this is later down the line, like playoff time, we'll be sitting here enraged when we should be supposed to be challenging for a fifth seed or something like that. And this is what I'm concerned about. Even though somebody was late, did you have to like not play them in the second half? I mean, come on, man. What is this, basketball or elementary school? I understand discipline, but you know the weather can affect stuff. So you should still play your guys. And to me, it was the sink. You can't get two guys back in rotation and then just throw them in there like you said about Stan Van Gundy. He would do stuff like that. You have to ease your way back into the rotation. This is what I was saying. Like once, like for example, when RJ comes back, you have to ease him back into the rotation. You can't just put him in the fire. And I'm sick of them doing that. You got young guys that want to play and want to play for you that you could probably get a smoother rhythm with right now, but you're not giving them the opportunity. And that's coaching. We lost that game last night due to ultimately coaching. And I'm sick of it. You know what I'm saying? It's not over with. I still believe that they're going to get things right. And I understand why the other question about the whole Lions fans, you know, drinking on the Pistons is because they expected us to be winning right now. And then it's like, okay, now if they're losing, what's going to happen? No, you can't think like that. We got 82 games versus 16 games. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. You don't panic right now. No, it's not time to panic.
All right, I see Sports Talk F&B. He looks like to be a Spurs fan. How's it going, man? We appreciate you coming in here. Said he'll either trade us DeMar DeRozan or LaMarcus Aldridge. Personally, I do not want DeMar. The guy can't shoot. I'm fine developing Luke Kennard. Not saying Luke's better than DeRozan, but at the same time, I am.
I'll say it. Bro. I would rather have Luke Kennard and Christian Wood over DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge. What you talking about?
I will trade you Thon Maker for LA, and we'll run Christian Wood and Christian Wood and LA off the bench. So I'll take LA. I don't really want DeRozan though. So no, Miss Man, do you want either one of those jabronis?
No. As simple as that. No.
Yeah, and I see Alan Humphrey says, I knew Drummond and Kennard's scoring stats would decrease when Blake came up. I think last game was an anomaly because Luke Kennard took 5 shots, but him and Drummond got in foul trouble. Luke Kennard was on the bench a lot because of foul trouble. So I think the game before when Blake was playing, he had, 25 points? Luke did. So I don't know about that. I think it actually is going to be Derrick Rose. We're seeing that his number is going to decrease now because he's not going to have to, depending on the game, he's not going to have to score 20 off the bench if our starting lineup is playing correctly. You probably just have to score 15. But that's just what we need him for.
Let me ask you this because I just thought about it. If Tony Snell cannot play due to his hip injury or whatever it may be, what should our 2 small forwards be? Now, I think our options are really coming down to this. You have to bring up Sekou and give Sekou some time, whether it's starting or coming off the bench. Or you could, and I do not want this, start Derrick Rose and put Bruce Brown back at the small forward. We all know how that worked out for us last season. Markieff could play the 3, but he's really, not doing a whole lot for us anyway at the 4. I mean, there's a couple options. You could put Luke out there.
You could put Svi out there.
What do you?
Yeah, that's.
I like that. But I would see, man. Look, y'all know don't nobody loves Svi as much as I do. Like Svi and Luke Kennard, those are my guys. Y'all know this. But I would start Markieff because, and I know you would say, well, he's not a traditional small forward, and we gonna talk about Blake later. But Blake is a power forward with the skill set of a small forward. And Markieff can play small forward, but he has the skill set of a power forward. He still can play the position. So you put him there, have your defense. I like Mark. I don't know. It's not like Markieff is playing like great or anything. I just like when he's on the court with our players because he just gives us that extra added edge. And to me, he's not what I like to call a nobody on the court. Like Tony Snell can hit a corner 3, but he seems like he's not even out there. Markieff, he can score when he gets his chance. So I would use Markieff and then have Svi back him up, and then Galloway would get more minutes because of Tony Snell being. But Markieff, to me, Markieff is the guy you put there, especially for defensive purposes.
Defensively, it makes sense. I like keeping Luke Kennard and Mihailuk together. I've liked that experiment a lot. But what do you say?
I agree kind of with JMO. Like, okay, if you put Markeith at the small four, you can basically that's like I said before. That's why I like the Morris brothers, because you can basically transition. They're not really playmate guys, but they can do a lot of other stuff. You can actually transition either one of them to be like a 3-and-D guy at the small forward position, basically like what you got Snell doing now. And you can still have Steve coming off the bench. Now, if you're not comfortable with that, what I'll say is you give Steve the opportunity to go ahead and start and turn Dumboya and see if he can be kind of a 3-and-D guy off the bench at the small forward position.
You already know how I feel about Seiko. You should bring Seiko up and start him. That's how I feel. But they right. Do that.
I ain't gonna do that. Well, even if they don't start, like if you turn him into a 3-and-D guy off the bench, just let them take shots and just tell them to shoot. Even if you miss, just let them do that.
I'm still upset he's even in the G League. Like, why y'all wasting his life in the G League? Like, he don't deserve to be in it. He out there murdering them dudes. Like, why y'all wasting his time? Bring him up.
Right. But ultimately, though, the Pistons have to have more ball movement amongst the guards. They can't allow Morris, and Blake is still trying to get completely healthy. You can't allow these guys to push the ball too much. You have to still kind of do what you were doing when they were out. And I think that's what ultimately helps. So you can put Markeith at the small forward position, but don't let them dictate the ball too much unless they're going to score immediately or set the play up to score. I mean, I don't need them out there doing too much. That's all I'm saying. Because right now we're out of sync.
I mean, a lot of it has to do with not having a good point guard out there, though. I mean, I see a lot of trade thon makers and Fraziers in the chat. I'm not going to argue, guys. There.
I'm going to say one thing about us being out of sync. Well, two things. No, thon maker can go. One, Blake not being healthy not being 100% is hurting us because let's not forget Blake Griffin is the best passer and playmaker on this team. And two, we talked about it last week. Drummond dribbling too much, man. Like, I'm seeing him dribble the ball past Blake Griffin, and Blake looking at Drummond like, are you going to give me the ball? Drummond still dribbling. I'm seeing him dribble past guards. He needs to chill out. I know what I said last week, but, like, he was dribbling past Blake, bro. I'm like, what are you doing? And Luke and Bruce, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? And to me, that's how you get out of your offense when your center want to always dribble the ball up the court. Sometimes, you need to have some continuity, meaning Luke, Blake, or Bruce should always have the ball dribbling it up the court and getting the play going. Dre should be dribbling up the court if the ball gets close to him and passing to a point. Like, he's dribbling too much now. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you. I just wouldn't have Blake push up the ball like that anymore. I'd rather see Luke Kennard and Bruce push it up consistently.
I don't know, man. Blake I'm just saying he's better at it.
Mike, man, I don't know what you're on today, but you gotta share. You gotta share with the rest of us, man. I agree with you guys. He is dribbling too much, but here's the thing I like about it. I like that he's pushing it up the court. The problem I have with it is he goes to the post and he immediately picks the ball up to pass it. Then it makes no sense. He's not being aggressive with it. Maybe if he was attacking the hoop, who knows? But watch him. He goes to that little top of the block and just sits there and waits for Bruce Brown or Luke Kennard to come take the ball away from him. It doesn't really do anything. Plus, like you guys said, it throws the offense out of key. Everyone's trailing. It doesn't make any sense. So, I mean, I'm all for players adding stuff like that to their game, but it's doing nothing for us. It's not being positive at all. So we will see where that's going to go.
You see the comments, Pistons post.
Pistons post. Hey, okay. Hey, if you can join before the show's over, man, go for it. If not, it's all right. We'll get you next week. Motor City Sports wants to know, we trade Blake or we pay him? Nomus, are you going to trade Blake Griffin or are you going to pay him? Wasn't aware his contract was.
I thought we were paying him.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I think he wants to know, should we keep him or should we trade him? I don't think we need to.
But like I said, I thought we were paying him. Like, he's on a long contract. Like, we got him for at least 3 years, don't we?
Yeah, at least.
I think they mean.
No, I think he mean Blake. I really think that's what he means because he would have said Andre. I mean,
Well,
it depends. It depends on the price tag because at that point, he's not going to be the same player, and he might. I mean, he might take a deal and just be, regular
I'm,
old starter level Blake Griffin. You never know if the price tag is correct. But if you want to get rid of him, and go younger, I don't have an issue.
I mean, yeah,
Real quick. Noah Anderson, BRB. Me and the boys going to post up Thon. Shouldn't be much of a challenge, man. That's an easy 2 points. All right, go ahead, Noah.
No, I was saying, not to be the unpopular one, but I had to trade him because you got to understand, it's not. One, Dwane Casey did say that this would be an experiment having him around. And at the end of the day, if he's going to get an option to develop the young guys, it could come with a cost, and that is Blake Griffin. However, that may be the most necessary thing is because it's hard to fit him. I ain't gonna say it's hard to fit him, but sometimes it seems like it's hard to fit him into our offense. Like you should, when the center, when we don't have him and you pushing the ball around and we're doing good, the team seems to be more balanced. But when you bring him in, now it seems like it makes him the primary target to pass the ball to. And then once he does his thing, it makes us predictable. Not, again, not to blame him for it. It's just that he's starting to get a little bit older in a way you don't like. You know what I'm saying? He's getting injured more and more. And I'm like, with him and some other guys, it's probably time for them to go, like Reggie. No offense. Like I said, we keep him. Cause like I said, I think he's still on the contract anyway. But paying him, nah, I don't think we should extend it further after this. No.
Well, when his contract's up, he's not going to be the same player he is this year or last year. So, I mean, he's not going to get the money he's getting right now. I don't think with his injury history, teams are going to offer him that. So even if he wants to leave, he's not going to get the contract right now. This is the biggest contract Blake's ever going to see in his life. And it doesn't really make any sense to trade Blake Griffin if you're going all in.
My thing is, as Blake declines, I hope our young guys rise up. And you could, like I said, you could let him go, you could trade him. But at that point, he'll be, 30, 33 with a 34, 35-year-old body. Like, he's not going to be the same guy. He probably be giving you 17 a game. If he wants to stay here, he probably want to leave and go somewhere else. But if he wants to stay and be a part of what we're building, because, look, my thing is, we didn't give him a contract. We just paying for the contract. And I think a lot of fans, they're mad that we're paying Blake, so they want to just get rid of him because they don't want to pay him anymore. But like I said, the contract is not going to be $30 million. It's going to be something like 14, 13, depending on what it is. But, I would extend it for 2 years if I have that star. We don't have that player yet. We got to see what Seiko is. But if I have that star, I would extend it for 2 years. No offense, but run him into the ground and then toss him aside.
Grant Hill 2.0.
And then, hopefully that young player,
Easy 45, man. Let me ask you this, because it looks like you're a Celtics fan. What would the Celtics give us for Blake and D Rose? Because that's a big haul. They're gonna have to go draft picks and tons of talent. I know who J-Mo wants.
I'm about to say, hey man. So first of all, Blake Griffin and D Rose for Jason Tatum and Carson Edwards, and we got a deal.
Throw in Taco too.
I mean, we don't need Taco, but I'll take him if they giving him.
I want a dude named Taco on my team.
No, man.
I don't care if he plays or not.
And if y'all don't want to give up Jason Tatum, we'll take. If y'all want to give up Tatum, we'll take Jaylen Brown, and we'll take a draft pick.
I don't want Jaylen Brown.
I hate the Celtics more than any other team. I hate them, but I like some of their players. Jaylen Brown contract is big, but so is Blake's, so it'll even out. But I hate the Celtics, so I don't want to give them nothing. But Carson Edwards, you need to be a Piston.
I mean, it's something that is probably going to be starting floating around here in a few weeks, because if the Pistons can't right the ship, even if they're just at 500 around the trade deadline, these rumors already are crazy, but they double up when your team's not doing good. And when a lot of people want this team to blow up, they go to Trade Machine and they make some dumb trades. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of rumors coming around. A lot of it you just got to throw right in the trash. I don't think if the Pistons are going to trade Blake or D Rose, that they're going to trade him to the East. They'll trade him to the West and get him out of the conference. So that way, when they rebuild, they don't have to play him. So we'll have to look at that. Nomus, man, what would the Celtics have to give up for Blake and D Rose?
You get D Rose, you got to give us definitely, like you say, Jason Tatum is obviously on that. They'll probably either give us Grant Williams too as a young prospect, and they'll probably try to throw in. I feel like they'll try to give us what's his name? Can't think of his name, but yeah, they'll try to give us a couple players, but they're going to want us to give up like a future draft pick or something like that, along with the trade prospect, because they're giving up their current guys and their current development. So they're going to try to get the contracts. And I do think Jaylen Brown will be a part of that deal for some reason, because he just got an extended contract. And let's say he's not that stellar, they'll probably try to toss him on us in exchange for the contract weight. So I do think I kind of agree with J-Mo. Basically, like I do see that kind of going that way.
And you got to remember, our two weakest positions is point guard and wing. We don't have any wing players. I mean, I'm not that high on Jaylen Brown, but I know some people who are some like Pistons fans that are very high on Jaylen Brown. But I mean, it's not like he's trash. He's a solid player, averaging like 17 this year. I mean, hey, if you give me Carson Edwards, I mean, I'll take him. Shoot, you give me Grant Williams and Carson Edwards, I'll take him. Alan Humphrey says Seiko averaging 18 points a game in the G League, and he wasn't even starting with Lewis King taking all the shots. And that shows you why Dwane Casey and our coaching staff are a bunch of idiots. Why is Seiko in the G League wasting his time? I'm going to keep saying it until they bring him up.
Say it again.
Why is Seiko in the G League wasting his time? Now, all I'm going to say is I told y'all about Luke Kennard. I told y'all he was that dude. I've been telling y'all. Luke Kennard is that dude. You know this. But Seiko is that dude.
So,
he needs to be on the roster. That you said what?
Seiko's been averaging 18?
18 in like 19 minutes, and he's not even starting. Like he's coming off the bench doing
18 points in 19 minutes.
And yeah, man, the Pistons are stupid, bro. And I tell you,
I officially nominate 313 J-Mo as the official long-tenure head coach of the Detroit Pistons.
Well, hold on before you say that. Benjamin Foe said Blake and Dwane Casey for Brad Stevens on some first. I'll take
I'll take it, bro. I'm about to say, I'll take Brad Stevens, bro. Hey, send me Jason Tatum and Carson Edwards with him. But
Micro Mike said he's in Seiko. That's cute. All right, Mike. You might want to put the bottle down. You're not getting funny anymore, bro.
Dog, Mike is fooling, man.
Yeah, man, come on in. Hit that link and join in, my man.
Oh, man.
So let me ask you guys this, because I don't think anyone on this panel is a super mega Reggie Jackson stan, but is Reggie Jackson really the missing piece for this team right now? No, Miss J, man. How bad are the Pistons missing Reggie right now? You know, you think about it like this before I pass it over to you. Both season Reggie's been fully healthy. We've made the playoffs. Now that he's injured, boom, we're right back in the same position of being outside the playoff picture. How important is Reggie Jackson to this team? No.
Well, I'm pushing like this. If we get the healthy Reggie Jackson in, what that does is that gives us somebody at the point guard position that we can like at least shoot the ball. And to me, from when he was playing at first, he wasn't really playing that bad. He was actually helping moving the ball around. So I think getting him back in to get used to playing with the starting lineup, that will be a plus, because it's nothing against Bruce Brown, but we need our usual starter. And remember, he wasn't playing bad to me at all, especially in the playoffs last year. You know, he showed up. So I would like to see him get healthy and come pick up where he left off. You know what I'm saying? But still find a way to use like Bruce and Luke Kennard and fit them into the offense and make sure they can play around Blake, because we can't go back to doing exactly what we were doing last year, because it slows the offense down. So we have to find a way now to use them to get everybody productive. As long as it don't hurt Luke Kennard production, anybody else is playing solidly, I think we still need to get him back.
Absolutely. Pistons Post, man, you there?
Yes, sir.
How's it going, man?
It's going good.
What it do?
If you guys have Twitter, you want to follow Pistons Post on Twitter. This guy's got a lot of great stuff over there. So if you're not following him, be sure to do so. Appreciate you joining us, man. So I'm going to throw you right into the fire, man.
All right.
Reggie Jackson's been hurt. You look at the last few years when he's been healthy. We have made the playoffs. When he's been injured, we have missed the playoffs. How important is Reggie Jackson to this team?
I mean, I'm not the biggest Reggie Jackson fan, but I will say without him, I just feel like it just kind of messes everything up. It changes the way Blake plays, Andre plays. It changes kind of like the whole game plan. Just kind of changes everything, which we have to adapt to, which is sometimes difficult. So I think he does affect it a lot, and when he's on there, we're better.
Absolutely. All right, JMO, man. We all know your standpoint on Reggie Jackson. We all know you're not going to be biased here or a fan favorite. But how important is Reggie Jackson to this team, and how bad are we missing him right now?
I don't think he's important to the team at all. I don't think we need him, and I think we're doing just fine without him. I think when he does come back, it'll ruin everything. Because the thing about Reggie is he's a ball stopper. And specifically when he's playing with Luke Kennard, he always over dribbles. Luke Kennard plays terrible whenever Reggie Jackson's on the court. I'm sure if I looked up the plus minus with them two on the court, it's probably negative. And he's blossoming right now. Bruce Brown isn't blossoming, but he's doing well right now. Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond. I like the experiment of trying to raise Bruce Brown and Luke Kennard as point guards. I wanted Luke Kennard to play point guard when he was a rookie just because I saw his ability to move and pass. He has some things to work on, but I wanted us to try him at point guard for a while. Bruce Brown is not the best point guard in any stretch of the imagination, but like I said before, Reggie Jackson is not the best playmaker on this team. It's Blake Griffin. So I want the ball in his hands or some of our young guys. I really don't think the team needs him, especially now with Derrick Rose in the fray. And I do think if he comes back and he's like starting, it's going to mess up the team. I don't think any of our problems have anything to do with bad point guard play. It's just defense and mental errors and turnovers. And like Marquise Morris had like 8 turnovers one game. Like, what you going to do about that? That don't got nothing to do with Reggie.
I mean, I'm picking up what you're laying down, but a lot of people underlook Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson's not perfect. I understand this. And, I'm all for starting Derrick Rose over Reggie. And I don't know how good Reggie is going to be when he comes back. But, that's 15 points you're missing right there. Does Reggie hold the ball too long and not move it? Yes, but he does have playmaking ability. At least he gets the offense going, unlike Bruce Brown. It's a good 3-man rotation, in my opinion. I like having Reggie, I like having D Rose, and I like having Bruce run the point. All three of them are very different, and they're going to have to adjust when they come back. You're not going to see one person dominate the minutes. You're not going to see one person dominate each and every game. It's going to be different. We're going to have to see how good Reggie is going to be when he comes back. Back problems are very serious, but Reggie can attack the hoop when he's healthy. He can shoot the 3 when he's healthy.
I just feel like him being gone is so great for the team. I just feel like a big weight has been lifted off of the team with him not being there. I don't mean to say it's not like I have a problem with him. It's just the way he plays basketball with our team does not fit at all. And I'm telling you, when he comes back, Luke Kennard, you ain't gonna see that dude no more because Reggie's gonna be ball stopping and taking up dumb shots. But I don't think we need him. And bringing up Jordan Brown would be great. I think we need to move on from him. Like, I think we've been solid. The thing, it got really bad when D Rose got hurt. That's when you miss Reggie. But with D Rose healthy, what do we need Reggie for? All of his points, D Rose can score, Luke Kennard can score. Apparently, Langston Galloway can score. Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, we don't lack scoring.
Ironically, everything people are afraid about Reggie doing, D Rose technically did it last night.
Oh no, I mean I gave him hell earlier for that turnover, but yeah. I mean he also hit the 3 though, so but no, that turnover lost us the game. But it is what it is, man.
That game to me got lost when they allowed the Hornets. It's not that I sleep on the other team, but it's just to me that game got lost when the coaching decided not to put their foot on the neck of the Hornets and keep the scoring, keep plays up so we can score. And then the defense fell apart when they allowed him to come back. And it's like we started playing scared. That's how I feel. It's like a lot. I'm gonna put it like this,
and
man.
You not gonna win a game when Luke Kennard shooting 5 shots.
Right,
You'll lose every time.
especially when he's rebounding and then putting shots back in. Remember I mentioned that? Like, that's been real big. Like, and but what I was going to say is this: like, when you look at last year's roster, and I'm putting it in two scenarios. If you put it on last year's roster, the roster itself, to me, you look like you expect it to be like a 38 win or almost 40 type win season. When you contribute, if you got smart coaching, you could get over 40 wins. However, we were like right there 50-50 in the middle. And it was 41-41. This year, when I look at the roster, even without Reggie Jackson, if you go based off the way the roster plays smart, the roster alone, that should be at least almost 50 win team right there. But if you add the coaching and the coaching is bad, it's going to look less. And that's how I feel about Dwane Casey. He has to do a much better job on those lineups, man. You can't have Thon Maker out here, give him all the minutes because he finally made one corner three. And Christian Woods is just explosive every time he touches the ball.
Bro.
And you want to deny it.
Christian Wood is so much better than Thon Maker. It's ridiculous. And when I'm saying that, I mean he can shoot the three too. Like,
yeah, and he brings more energy to the offense. Man, this dude comes from the 3-line jumping and trying to jump and slam dunk the ball. Maker is so stiff, sitting out there with that little layback Aaron Baines jump shot. Man, he need to go on with that.
Man, Maker got them scary movie baby hands, bro. Like he got some strong hands, bro. Like he can't catch anything, man.
I'm sorry if we go play somebody over him, man. Trade Thon Maker for Anthony Tolliver. I'm sorry, go get him back.
I don't need to trade Thon Maker. Release Thon Maker, Lord. Like,
put him down the G League and bring up Sekou.
Exactly, right. Bro. I'm dead serious, bro. Thon Maker. No, I'm 100. I wonder what Thon Maker would do in G League. Can you average 19 a night? I'm being dead serious.
Nope. Hey, J-Mo, man, I found your burner account coming from burner account. Said we should have traded for Lonzo.
Well, yes, we should have traded for Lonzo.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right. We should have traded for Lonzo. And no, I said trade for Lonzo and B.I. What did I tell y'all? I know a lot of people might be newer to the show, so you might not know. But when we did the show, when Lonzo and B.I. were on a trade block, I'm like, if we get Lonzo and Brandon Ingram, it will be the greatest thing to happen to us. I'm like, trade Blake Griffin. I'm like, trade everybody. I'm like, they the guy. Y'all see what Brandon Ingram did.
Yeah, Brandon Ingram's going insane.
I told y'all Brandon Ingram was going to be a superstar. He'll just keep doing. Lonzo's having his best season, even though his coach is freaking terrible. If we had Lonzo on BI, bro, we would be set with Andre and Luke Kennard off. Man, too bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that ship has sailed. So I'm seeing a lot of people in the comments right now, and it's been going on for a couple of days here, saying fire Dwane Casey. I get your guys' frustration. There's obviously a lot of coaches out there who are worse than Casey. But Pistons Post, man, I'm gonna throw this one to you first, man. Where do you stand on Dwane Casey? Is he on the hot seat? Are you cool with it? Where are you with Dwane Casey?
I like Dwane Casey. I mean, if we do decide to go rebuild mode, which is, I mean, I don't know, but still, he has shown great, he's drafted really good, and that is a big part of our team being good. And he does, I mean, his flaw is he's played some really bad lineups. He needs to fix that. He needs to cut down turnovers, and he's played some horrible lineups that just don't work. And then he puts Thon Maker in to help it. I mean, he definitely needs to work on that, but I love him just because of how good he drafts and how good he could see potential.
I mean, it's tough to argue with that. He definitely can draft. We got a lot of young prospects to develop and see where their future is going to go. Nomus J, man, where are you with the whole Dwane Casey situation? Should he be on the hot seat? What should the situation be with Casey?
I love him. I'm not gonna put him on a hot seat, but at the same time, if I'm the owner, I'm putting pressure on him at the same time because you can't let it goes back to that interview you showed on Twitter. He didn't realize how Thon Maker was a problem. Like, really? That scares me because it seems like you're blind. And it's like
Ross.
And I like I said, he's in the middle with me right now. Yeah. We're seeing him trying to win games with the young guys. We see all that. But the more important stuff that really shows the difference, you trying to step on the same foot as a Popovich, even though you can't. So that's doing the timing and adjustments, and then we have certain guys out there, man. Like we lose so many games because of bad coaching, and that makes him look bad. How can you call yourself a former coach of the year and you're making rookie mistakes like that? You know, at some point, if he keeps this up, and our ceiling is always going to be short, no matter who we have on this team. And it's going to end up turning him into the now new version of Rick Carlisle. And it's going to take us to have a real good roster and us end up getting a new culture here. And then all of a sudden, we're like how Toronto was just last year. And that's what I'm telling him. If he wants to be that guy, he got to just get out his mind and see what's going wrong. And he has to realize that his rotations and timing on those rotations are the problem. You know what I'm saying? And I wish sometimes the crowd, like when Dwane was up there, I wish the crowd would start screaming, Christian Wood, and maybe that'll get his head to put him in the game. You know what I'm saying? I wish they would do that. Off the record.
You know, I feel like when you're when you're around something for a while, sometimes you can't see like the natural stuff that everybody else sees because you're there every day. Like, because a lot of these older coaches or whatever, it's like we as fans, we see talented players and we know they're talented and they just play well. And it's like the coaches, the guys who's supposed to be, y'all supposed to be a professional. Y'all don't see what we see. Anybody with half a brain can see Christian Wood is better than Thon Maker in every way, shape, and form. Like, it's not something you need a degree to know. Basketball is basketball. Who has more skills? Who has more talent? Christian Wood. But anyway, and that's not just for Christian Wood. There's a lot of other players like Luke Kennard and Bruce Brown. You already know I had that beef with they starting them together, so I'm gonna leave it alone. But Dwane Casey, I mean, I've probably been the hardest on Dwane Casey since we got him out of like a lot of people that I know. Because I have a higher standard. I do think we've been underachieving a lot. His lineups are very bad at times, but I like Dwane Casey. Man, do y'all realize who we just had?
Yeah.
Like, Dwane Casey is a miracle compared to the guy we just had. So
yeah.
if we had the guy we just had, we'd probably have 1 or 2 wins. Let's be 100. Like, come on. So all I'm saying is, even though I'm not the highest on Dwane Casey, he's way better than the last coach we had, and he's a good coach. Even if he's not a great one, an amazing coach or an elite coach, he's a good coach. And I'll take a good coach on the team that's trying to do something. And you wanna fire him, who you want to replace him with? Because you got to replace him with an elite coach. If you get rid of him, you got to replace him with somebody elite. And all the elite coaches got huge contracts and ain't going nowhere. And all the young stud elite coaches, I don't know of any.
Mark Jackson.
Hey, well, Mark Jackson, hey, that's all I'm gonna say.
I'll put it like this.
I don't know nothing to say about that. But
I'll put it like this. I'm sorry. With tobacco,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say to back off what you said about that. You're right. We could have worse coaches because we had, what I'm saying, and we had the old regime. Tim Frazier would have like a 4-year, $10 million a year contract right now. That's all I'm saying. So I'd rather take Casey.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I'm not. Y'all know me if y'all listen to our Above the Rim. I'm not that high on Casey. I criticize him a lot, but do y'all know how bad it is out there? With coaching, to me, this is nothing. This is nothing like the Lions, because the Lions, you replace an average coach with a bad coach. You didn't replace an average coach with a good coach, and you didn't replace a horribly bad coach with a good coach. So we went from horribly bad to good. He has some issues. He won't get us a championship, but until Seiko, he needs a superstar, man, and he has Blake. But Blake ain't healthy. So until Seiko becomes that guy, we got to give Dwane Casey time. But we can still criticize him about his horrible lineups and his disrespect of Luke Kennard. You're going to put some respect on Luke Kennard's name, or he's going to go to another team and average 25 a night.
Michigan needs to start winning their games more often because, J-Mo, man, you're fired up today, man.
Bruh, we whooping on Michigan State. It's beautiful to see. I can't wait for you Michigan State fans that's about to duck me. Oh man, we suck. Don't be bragging about that, but y'all was talking all that smack all season long earlier when we was looking messed up. Now y'all want to duck and dodge. Nah, take this L.
You guys see CA3 ain't on here today. That's just probably why.
Right. You don't want to take this L. You don't want to take this L.
You don't want the smoke. You don't want the
Go
smoke.
blue. Go blue.
So I think this is a good transition here because a lot of Pistons fans overreact. I like to call them females because they overreact to almost everything. Is this team still a playoff team, Pistons Post?
Yes. Looking at the roster, me personally, I think once we get Reggie back, everybody gets fully healthy. I think we're like a 45-win team. I think we'll be a 6 seed, 7 seed. We're definitely a playoff team, but I don't think we're going to go far in the playoffs.
You think we can get out of the first round? Or at least make it competitive in the first round?
Yeah, I think we can make it competitive in the first round. I'm not too confident about getting out of the first round, though.
I can dig it. Nomus, man, do you think this is still a playoff team?
Of course. This team is still way more improved than it was last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not like we downgraded from last year. No. There's just a lot of tweaks and bolts that need to get rescrewed properly, and guys need to get healthy. That's all that is. We definitely a playoff team. I still see us as a 50-plus win team, low key. But that's just my opinion. But we should definitely make the playoffs, man. It's just early, man. We started off this way. I remember after we last made the playoffs, and again, ironically, Reggie was hurt that time, and we had to rely on Ish Smith and Udrif as our point guards. And everybody was panicking that entire year, but it took to like the last 5 games for us to officially be out the playoffs, at least the AC. And that's why I'm like, I'm not panicking. After that season, I realized it's not time to panic. We got a coach that can get us there, but can we go all the way? That's the thing. But other than that, we'll be a playoff team no matter what.
I think that a lot of people are panicking because of the poor start. But, this team really hasn't played that much together. Derrick Rose and Blake are still learning how to play with each other. So, there's a lot of things going into effect here. People just knowing where they're supposed to be. It takes time. Plus, once we get healthy, you're going to see a different team. And, a lot of people are going to hold on to last night for a long time, which I'm not trying to defend last night's loss. But it's still early in the season. Charlotte's a young and upcoming team. They have a lot of energy. So this team has to fire up and get it going here pretty quick. There's not a whole lot of time to keep doing what you're doing. But, J-Mo made a good point. We're in the East. We did this last year. We got off to a good start last year, and then we fell off. We were way below 500, and we're still able to make the 8 seed. So in the Eastern Conference, I hate to say it, but you can really – kind of take games off and not worry about it because you have time to make up for it. So, J-Mo, man, is this still a playoff team?
As Nomus said, I'm a quote what he said verbatim. Of course. I don't have any doubt. The one thing that I have confidence in, as long as Blake plays at least 60 games, that's my caveat. 60 games out of Blake. This is a playoff team for sure. I don't have to really. I just think this is a good basketball team. I just think we were injured early. We have some chemistry issues, and we have things to figure out. We're not even 25 games in. When you 25 games in, that's when you really start to see. Like, we 25 games in, and we like 14 and 18. Then maybe you can be concerned or something like that. But this early on with the first 12 games, like, who's tripping about the first 12 games? And until what? A couple games, we've been in the playoffs the whole season until the last 2 games we've lost. So what are we tripping about? I don't really get it. But and I see E-Dog says championship should be the goal. A championship should always be the goal. But at the end of the day, this basketball, not football, and we don't have the players. And he said build around Blake Griffin. And I will say this is the first year we can really start building around Blake. And next year is the year that we can try to go all in and be the best we can be. Probably, but it's going to be a slow process, man.
Speaking of Blake Griffin, he's still got that leg sleeve on. He is still, to me, looks like he's hobbling a little bit. Does not look to be 100% healthy. Do you guys think that Blake should be playing, and do you guys think he's 100% healthy? Nomus, I'm going to turn this one to you first.
I don't think he's 100% healthy, and no, he should not be playing. You don't play. I don't need him and his star power trying to show up now. I need you when you're 100%, and when we get you back in, you can be slowly brought back into the system to use your star power to help take us over the hump. That's why I need you. Let the young guys get it together. Especially when Snell gets back, hopefully, because his shooting, especially the open shots, would be very helpful. Right now, I'm not so in rush to play Blake Griffin while he's injured because you're only going to mess him up for the long run. You don't know how agitated you could be making things more by making him play. We're not that bad a shape like we were last year without him. We're just fine. You just have to stop playing Thon Maker. But
I'm about to say,
leave him out the game to rest more. That way he come back to us sooner and be better down the road from the long run. That's what I would ready to do.
Hey, I'm all for resting Blake. I'm on the fence because we do need Blake to play, but at the same time, I do not want him to get hurt and re-injure that meniscus or his knee or his hamstring or whatever the 1,000 injuries he has. We need him 100% at the end of the season.
I mean, you're right. Everything you said is correct about you don't want him to get re-injured. But one of the main reasons Blake is playing is because we were as bad as we were.
Right.
And if Blake goes out now, we will end up 4-20. We would be 4. If Blake went out now and he was out for the next 3 weeks, the Pistons would be, I would say, 6-14. We wouldn't be that. We would be bad. So he has to come back. I know we lost the last 2 games with him, but those were close teeter-totter type of games. Also, my thing is he has to play right now. And the way I would do it is just I'll wait for us to get to 500, and then I'll sit him for a couple weeks because I don't think he's 100%. He doesn't have the lift he has. I think he's about 80 with a lot of rust. And I would sit him for 2 weeks, but we got to win some games first. Because if you sit Blake now, we're going to lose more games.
Pistons Post, man, what do you got to do to chime in on this one? Do you think Blake's 100?
J-Mo said it best. I mean, I think we should wait to win some games, get to 500, and then rest them. We can't rest them right now because we need a win right now.
I can't disagree. I get where y'all coming from, but I can't agree with that. Part of the reason why we were losing too, though, because we didn't have D Rose either. D Rose is back for now. If he's long,
he's gonna go in and out, Naomi. You know that he ain't gonna play on back-to-backs either. How we gonna win on back-to-backs without D Rose and Blake?
You gotta rest one before and one after. You can't.
Yeah, that's all.
You can't keep playing them in the same game.
Right. So right now, the games at home, the home games, I would play Blake at the home. No, on the road games, I'll play Blake more. But the home games, I'll let D Rose kind of take the juice on that one. You know what I'm saying? That way we can kind of keep it fresh. And what the Pistons got to do, man, they got to find and trust one of the other young guards. That's go be the hell
Jordan Bone. I mean, yes, Jordan Bone. I mean, we were on that bandwagon, but the thing with Blake and why you got to play him is because even though we can see he's not healthy, I don't think he's hurt. I think it's a difference. When he was playing in the playoffs, he was clearly hurt. And other times through the season when he first got it, he don't look hurt. He just looks slow hobbled and a little bit out of basketball shape. And he looks like he could use a little bit more rest, but he doesn't look hurt. That's the thing. So that means he's healthy enough to play, which is why he's probably playing. So we need to win some games. I know I'm optimistic about the season for us making the playoffs and stuff, but if Blake sat out for 2-3 weeks, we could end up, like I said, we could be 6-14 in a second, and we can't afford that right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I see where y'all coming from. And this is why I wish Kyrie wasn't hurt either, because I believe he would be getting playing time too as an extra scorer that we can rely on too and defender. That's what ticks me off about this, and then the fact
I'm just glad Svi finally getting some playing time. He ain't getting a lot of shots, but he's getting playing time.
It's a start.
That's all right. That's all right. You got to build up. But if they don't bring up Seiko in 2 weeks, I'm snapping. He need to be brought up now.
Yeah, And I believe, you had to at some point rely on the young guys. That's what I'm saying. At least if we're gonna play Blake, can we just turn him into a mainly a distance shooter right now, as opposed to trying to get him to be the usual Blake Griffin? I think that would be best. Like when you pass the ball, just make him shoot more, as opposed to trying to penetrate, do all the finishing. What could end up getting him hurt if he falls the wrong way.
I see where you're coming from, but I think part of that is Blake Griffin himself. He doesn't just want to be a shooter. He's got too big of an ego. He wants to be Blake Griffin. He wants to be down there posting people up, drawing fouls, and creating the contact. He's not going to be happy if you tell him to stand in a corner or stand on the perimeter and shoot. Blake doesn't want to do that.
That's why somebody had to tell this dude, like, bro, you go slow us down doing that. Because when he trying to be a still,
man, I don't know, I think you tripping.
Say what you want, man, but at the end of the day, when the game he first came back, it seemed like we got slowed down immediately. Dre didn't get the opportunity to score anymore, and then all of a sudden it was like what we usually would see. They have to find a better way to use both of them guys, man, so it can even out. We can't just be passing the ball to one person all the time, and then the other one don't get to eat. You know what I'm saying? We got to find a way to get these guys the ball.
Hold on, real quick. Don Burr, man. I see you, and I respect your comments. I have never once, even when I'm gassing the Pistons up, have I ever said the Pistons are going to win 60 games. That is unrealistic. I did say they could be the 6th seed, and that is the highest I had them. I do not think this is a championship team. I do not think the Pistons are going to overachieve over this 6th seed. So, when you're in here saying that they're worse than the Lions and all that stuff, cool. I respect your opinion. It's not the case. They're better than the Lions, but I've never said they're going to win 60 games. So if you're going to come at me like that, get the facts right, my man.
Yeah, Don, bro, you tripping a little bit in the comments. He basically wants us. It's a lot of fans that wants all of our teams to suck, and they want it to be that way. It is what it is. But what I was saying, what Nomas was talking about with Blake, LeBron James has like the slowest place in the league with the Lakers. Like, when you're talking about slowing the game down, that's his game. Some people are post players. Joel Embiid slows down the game when they playing in the post with the Sixers. He's a post player. It's going to slow down when Blake Griffin's out there because he scores from the post. He has post moves. He has the footwork. Him being able to shoot is just something added. So I wouldn't tell Blake to stand around. If anything, I feel like he's been doing too much standing around, to be honest with you, and that's causing to me, Andre Drummond a problem, man. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. He's been unusual since Blake came back. He just I don't know. Something's wrong.
It's mental. He's getting into these early foul troubles. They're calling a lot of dumb fouls on him. But, at the same time, he's put himself in those situations. Andre is the most important player on this team. You can take Blake Griffin's 25 points. You can take D-Rose 20 points. You can take Luke's 18. If Andre is not involved in the game, it's a problem because we need his effort out there. When Andre is not out there, we get 0 rebounds. And for all those people who say rebounding is not important, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. You don't know basketball. When they get Andre Drummond out there in the perimeter and shoot threes, you can go back and rewatch it last night. Who was it? I believe it wasn't Monk. I don't remember who it was. But Andre had to go out there and cover him on the perimeter. He shot it, missed. Andre instantly, after covering the shot, has to run to the paint to try to get the rebound. As soon as he gets down in the paint, they have the offensive rebound. And now that he's down there, no one has switched to the perimeter. They had a wide open three, and the guy redeemed himself to hit it. It's a problem. This team can't rebound. It's why the reason we don't want Thon out there. Thon's treating the ball like a bar of soap, man. He just keeps dropping it. He's lucky he's not in jail or prison because he'd be having a rough go of it. And it's facts. That's why we want Christian Wood.
That's 100% facts, bro.
It's a funny analogy, but it's true, man.
Yeah.
So
I'm not even placing blame or anything on Andre. I just feel like his play hasn't been the same. And we know Blake has only been back for 2 games, but I feel like him knowing Blake was about to come back, I don't know. It's just like, because we just got to get a lot of chemistry right. I really like this team. And you said everything about Andre. Without Andre, we're nothing kind of thing. I feel the same way about Luke Kennard, man. Luke Kennard not balling. So so we need to everybody just needs to play well. It's not that hard. I mean, we had 25 turnovers.
Ouch.
Like come on, bro. Like we had 25 turnovers and we lost by 3.
Yeah.
Or one, I think. That should show you how good. Or three. We lost by 3 and we had 25 turnovers on the road. That should show you how good of a team we were. I mean, are. You know, we just got to be better, man. Dwane Casey got it. I just feel like basketball is so different, man. With certain teams, you just got to let stuff marinate. You know what I'm saying?
Right. A lot of basketball is just coping and knowing what each other's going to do. It's not as complicated as hockey or football. It's pretty simple, man. Basketball is probably one of the most simple sports out there. You don't have to have an overcomplicated game plan. You give the ball to your best players offensively, and you try to stop them defensively, and that's as simple as that. So,
I like what One Way says. He said the Pistons will gel. They will learn to play together. I completely agree. And even though I'm not a fan of Reggie, Reggie coming back and help them gel. I think that's what it is. This team just needs to gel together because this is the most talented Pistons team since 2004. Yeah, I said it, but it is.
That's not really saying much, though, to be honest with you.
I mean, I know it's not saying much, but it's something. Like we just got to gel. Because I'm telling you, man, you got Luke and Blake and D Rose and Andre Drummond playing on the same cylinders with Svi and Seiko and Langston Trash away. You know.
Hey, even garbage gets caught on fire. Langston's been pretty hot lately, man. So we will see if he can keep that up.
Go Blue.
Speaking of blue, the game is back on. So we are going to go ahead and transition to final thoughts. We've been on for an hour. For those of you guys who don't know, Above the Rim is back Saturdays, 1 p.m. That is the new date and time. So now you know. So we will be back 1 p.m. next Saturday. So we're going to go ahead and pass it around for final thoughts, do some plugging. Pistons Post, man, what do you got for final thoughts for us today?
You wanted to do questions first?
No, the game's back on. I want to watch the game, see how it's going to end.
Okay.
Well, I just want to comment on what Daniel was saying. Andre Drummond with Blake versus the Timberwolves, 11 points, 12 rebounds. Against the Hornets, 16 points, 20 rebounds. Without Blake, his second to last game was 27 points, 12 rebounds. He has been struggling with Blake on the floor, and I feel like they just kind of need to get used to each other again, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Absolutely. So Jamal made a good point about questions. So next week, we will make some time to answer some of your questions for you. We can do like a whole hour to it. We've only been on for an hour, but I know a lot of you guys want to get back to the game, so we will give you that opportunity to do so. So next week, you guys better come loaded with some questions. Nomus J, man, what do you got for final thoughts for us today?
That is, I'm do my best to try to get a video out today. Yeah, I'm gonna actually try to make a video. Just when you think they changed the outcome, here comes me changing the culture. So here, for guys, I think what Post said is right. They gotta get used to playing with each other again, and I think once they do, we'll be able to see the two big men scream and everything else that they usually do. I just think it's a time. That's what I said. It's too early to panic. And we'll see what happens down the line, man. But don't panic. Don't let the Lions get in y'all until y'all feel consider the Lions might actually win tomorrow. And yeah, don't hold me to that. But,
that might be the most ballsiest statement you've ever made. No.
Hey man, before we went on air, I was literally telling Drew, I want to believe we gonna win with all my heart. I want to think that Driscoll, my boy Drisky, I call him Drisky. I call him Young Drisky. I want Young Drisky to throw for 4 TDs. But Dak Prescott about to score. Dak Prescott about to score 40, bro. Prepare yourself.
But yeah, man, that's all I got, man. God bless everybody, man. Enjoy the game out here.
I appreciate you coming out. No, Piston Post, you have one more thing, real quick.
Yeah, I want to bring up Jordan Bone. My man has been going insane in the G League. 19.3 points and 9.3 assists. I think we could really use him without Reggie. And I need that man.
Hey, me and Noam had the same reaction.
Oh my God, Casey, you need to be fired.
Go ahead, Post. Let's see the rest of them stats, man.
So 19.3 points, 9.3 assists in 35 minutes. He's shooting 51% from the floor. He's shooting 38% from 3. 2.3 rebounds. I mean, I'll take that.
Sounds to me
No,
like he
that's
should be
pretty
starting right now for us.
Yes.
Hey man, one thing I'm not gonna say he's a better player, but he a better point guard than Bruce Brown right now.
Right.
I'll say that. I will go on the limb and say that. Well, I didn't know he was playing that well. God dang. And I didn't know they sent him back. I didn't know they sent him back down there because 3 games ago he was on the team. I guess you could say.
Well, he's on a 2-way contract, so he can bounce up and down.
Yeah. But 19 points a game on 51% shooting, 38.
And 9 assists.
It's time to bring him and Sekou up and give him some rotation minutes, man.
For real.
Look, without Reggie.
No, you got no Reggie, Kyrie Thomas, man. It's a land opportunity.
Get that man Tim Frazier out of here. Bring up Jordan Bone.
He is so garbage. I told y'all he was trash. Didn't I tell y'all day one he was absolutely
ass.
trash?
You called.
He is I told y'all, like, when I was watching the Pelicans, he was utter trash. I told y'all Tim Frazier was absolute garbage. But Tim Frazier.
Oh,
but
yeah.
you got Kyrie Thomas hurt. Reggie's hurt. Tim Frazier is trash. So your only point guard is Derrick Rose. Luke and Bruce are tweeners. So he can play point, but he's young. Like, you don't got no guards. And Jordan Bone is giving you 19 and 9, bro. Come on, man.
Plus, he would fit with Andre perfectly.
Yes,
in the pick
but
and
the kid's
roll.
fast.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, man, you got Sekou giving you 18 and coming off the bench. Like, what are we doing? But
man, we like Thon Maker, man. Dwane Casey's a Thon Maker stand.
Bro, I don't understand.
Man.
Like, he gave up on Stanley Johnson. He should be able to give up on Thon Maker. Like, I don't like. Why are you still believing?
At least Stanley still did something good though, and he gave up on him.
Yeah, man. Stanley did one thing good. I guess I'll give my final thoughts. I do think the Pistons are going to make the playoffs, but as I said, with Blake's health, to me, that's the biggest thing right now. He's not 100%, but I don't think he's playing hurt. He's just playing not 100%. So hopefully he can stay okay, and we can win some games with him, because I definitely feel like if we lose Blake now, especially with no point guards, it's not going to be good, and we're going to lose more games than we can give up. Like, we can give up some games in the early beginning of the season, but you can't give up 14 games, you know? Maybe you're able to give up 6 games. 14, no. So I hope he stays healthy and we can start to win some basketball games. Loving what I'm seeing from Luke and Bruce, Andre. It's just chemistry right now with this team. And I think once the chemistry gets down, we'll be fine, because Andre Drummond has not been playing the same with Blake back. And I don't know why Blake being back messed up his style. Maybe he felt like a superstar for some few games, and Blake being back made him realize he wasn't one. I don't know what it was. But hopefully we can get that together and get healthy. But Jordan Bone and Sekou, can we bring up our rookies? Like, what are we doing? Like, these guys, and I told y'all these guys could be our future starter. I told you I think Bone could be a future backup or starter. And you already know what I think of Sekou. I called him Baby Giannis. So you already know.
Hey, one question: what is that renegade second round pick doing that we also had? I haven't heard nothing about it.
David Alcibiades.
Davidas. As I like to call him, Davidas or trashes. Davidas is playing in Lithuania, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Lithuanian baller. Man, we ain't gonna see Davidas for until next year or the year after, man. Davidas.
To be honest, I completely forgot he was a part of the Pistons organization. So thanks for bringing that one up. We got a good laugh on that one. So with that being said, man, everyone who came in the chat, we appreciate you coming out. Whether you're for the Pistons or against the Pistons, I'm sorry the Lions suck. You guys got next year. But we got Instagram, we got Twitter, we got DSA members in the description. Be sure to follow all those guys there. We'll be back this Saturday, next Saturday, 1 p.m. Tomorrow, DSA's got you covered. We got the live pregame show. I'm not sure if Mike's doing play-by-play. Probably not, because we're pretty trash. And then we got the live post-game for you, where we will be venting on how Ezekiel Elliott ran 300 yards down our throat.
Hey, you killing the Lions, bro. Leave us alone, bro. Dang.
We got you covered for that tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But back to the Pistons, man. They got a lot of things they got to correct. A lot of it's coaching. You got to cut down the turnovers. You got to play better defense. And a lot of it is incorporating Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose and making it all fit. It's going to take some time. It's not going to get, pretty here pretty soon. It's going to take some time, but the Pistons will get the ship rightened at least to make the playoffs. How far can they go? I don't know. It really is just going to depend on who they have to play in the postseason. And really, Boston's been a surprise to me. But really, the only team that really I don't want to face at all is still Milwaukee. Anyone else, the Pistons have a shot at. Not saying that they will beat them, but it's not like anyone else in the Eastern Conference is head over heels better than us. So the Pistons got a fighting chance. I'm not saying they're going to go far in the playoffs, but they can at least make it interesting. So that being said, we'll see you guys here next week. You guys have a good game. If you're a Michigan fan, you're happy right now. MSU fan, you guys might do some early day drinking today. So we will see how you guys are doing here in about another hour or so. So I look forward to seeing it. I'll see you guys here next week. Peace out.